Hey there, chocolate friends. So today I am doing a bar bits video inspired by this award-winning bar from Stonegrindz chocolate out of Arizona in the United States. They're crystallized, 55% cacao crystallized ginger bar. So I thought I would talk to you a little bit about ginger, which is this beastly looking thing. So ginger, its official name is Zingiber officianle. It is a member of the Zingiberaceae family, which also includes galangal, turmeric, and cardamom, among others. Its name comes from many languages, so like Old English, Greek, Latin, Sanskrit, and then I think it goes as far back as a Malayan language. So Sanskrit is let me see if I can say this right, Zingiber, which means horns or antlers, so you can kind of see where it gets that from. And then in the Malayan, it is inchi, which means root, so you can kind of see how ginger comes from that. It's been used by humans for a long time. There are records going back, archaeological records, how they find that is chemical analysis of pottery shards and things like that. So they have records going back to 5000 BCE. So domesticated in southern Asia, tropical Asia, most likely India area. 5000 BCE, used by humans for a long time. The first written record we have of ginger being used is by Confucius around 300 BCE, where he said he had ginger with every meal. It was brought to the Mediterranean by Arab traders during the classical Greek times, and then it spread throughout Europe by the 9th century AD. It was a common spice in Europe. So one of the most used spices in the Middle Ages in Europe. And still even today. I mean, you know, gingerbread and all of those things that use ginger. So botanically speaking, this is not a root. A lot of people will call it ginger root. It does grow underground. I'll put a picture of the plant right here. It is a flowering herbaceous perennial, which means it doesn't make wood and it grows back every year. It has a false stem, so the stem is actually rolled leaves, which gives it some structure. The part we use is called a rhizome, which is an underground horizontal stem. What may be interesting to chocolate makers in particular, do it this way, is some of the flavor compounds that are in. It's a little more complex than just ginger flavor. So the compound is a terpene that gives it the ginger flavor. It's called zingiberine. And then you have other compounds in there that you find in other things as well. The gingerols, which give it that hot, spicy, pungent kind of taste. Then you have linalool and geraniol, yes, which gives it a floral, sweet, herbal kind of flavor. You have citral, which gives it the citrus herbal flavor. Then you have another one called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this one right, cineole, which is kind of a eucalyptus medicinal flavor. Those are all in this all at once. So lots of flavor compounds in there to give the complexity that we know as ginger. Crystallized ginger, which is in this bar, is basically ginger that has been cooked, soaked in sugar. So crystallized ginger was first developed in the Song dynasty in China. Between the Song dynasty went from 960 to 1279, and it was used to extend the shelf life of the ginger. Sugar, like salt, can be a preservative if it's used in ginormous amounts. So what you do to make crystallized ginger, you want to use a fresh young ginger. Mine's a little old and wrinkly, but the older it gets, the more fibrous it gets. So you want to use a nice young ginger. You want to peel this brown part off the outside and get to the flesh on the inside, and then you'll cook it in a simple syrup for a long time, and then you'll take it out and then you'll put it in more sugar so that it's coated in sugar on the outside. And this was a luxury. This was candy in Europe in the Middle Ages. It's still candy in Europe and a lot of places. So it's kind of like a natural candy. And that is how you get crystallized ginger. What you may not know is that there is a difference in heat between fresh ginger and dried ginger. So fresh young ginger has gingerol in it, but when it's dried, it converts to another compound called shogaol, which has a greater heat than gingerol. So, and cooking breaks those two compounds, gingerols and shogaol, down into zingerone, which has a much gentle heat. So fresh ginger, dried ginger, and cooked ginger are all going to have this kind of different flavor, heat profile to them. If you have not tried crystallized ginger, I would highly recommend that you taste it just for fun, to know what it tastes like, what people have eaten for candy for hundreds and hundreds of years. And you should try it with chocolate because it is a good pairing with chocolate. Things that have similar compounds often pair well together, and some of those compounds that I mentioned often show up in flavor profiles of cocoa beans. So this award-winning bar from Stonegrindz is one that I suggest you can try it in, but there's lots of others that you can try it, and you can pair it with your own chocolate as well. If you have a chocolate that you like, try pairing it with a crystallized ginger. So that is today's bar bits. I hope you found that interesting, informative, of use to you in your future tastings or in your own personal tasting journey. And if you like that, make sure to subscribe, like, and let me know if you've tried crystallized ginger, if you like ginger, if you've had it with chocolate, if you have a bar that I should try with ginger, because I'm always happy to try something new. And I hope I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.